cancer. And wormwood is at the top of the list because it does some really interesting things in relationship to cancer. The first thing that I want to talk about is in its ability to selectively cause something called apoptosis to the cancer cells. Now, first of all, the word selectively, that means that it targets the cancer cells, not your own cells. So that's pretty cool. And now, what does this apoptosis mean? That means that the cell commits suicide. Okay, it kills itself. And so, wormwood has the ability to cause the cancer cell to commit suicide because normally it doesn't do that. It lives forever, it has unlimited lifespan. But wormwood can actually cause apoptosis in cancer cells, both in the lab, in a little petri dish, as well as in animal studies. Now, I was studying different mechanisms of how it actually can deal with cancer, and I want to talk about it because it's quite interesting. One mechanism has to do with iron. It'll take a little bit of your own iron from your red blood cell and cause that iron to oxidize, turning it into a free radical and directing it to the cancer cell itself. Now, this is another mechanism of how it can kill a parasite or a worm, is through this iron oxidation effect. When iron tends to go into that oxidation form, it's very toxic to the cells, especially cancer cells. Now, the other thing that it can do, and before I get into that, I want to just explain one thing about cancer. Cancer cells come from normal cells. Okay. So a normal cell can switch over to a cancer cell when there's damage to the mitochondria. There's this protein complex called HIF. Okay. And without getting too technical, it's this factor that involves hypoxia. Hypoxia is a lack of oxygen. So apparently, it's this factor or this protein complex that triggers this switch from a normal cell